Joining us, Congressman Kevin Brady. Congressman, good to have you with us. What do you think?
Lou.
I mean, do you think then this newly created budget conference committee is serious action as you envisioned serious action?
Well, you know, of all the elements in that bill last night, which I didn't support, I don't think it solves the long-term problems. It did address the immediacy of the shutdown and made sure we pay our debts on time. But the budget conference may be the one productive part of it, because it really returns it back to traditionally where the Senate and the House sit down. The two issues they could help resolve: one is they could redesign the sequester savings so they make much more sense. And secondly, you know, we're doing these continuing resolutions, what they call CRs, but really what we're doing was we're funding the priorities of the government from 4 years ago. So there's a chance they could actually sit down and agree on how we should fund the priorities of the coming year. Realistically, those two could be, I think, helpful.
Helpful, but I'm watching, frankly, Paul Ryan standing there with Senator Murray, Congressman Van Hollen, and then Senator Sessions. Senator Sessions represents a strong conservative voice there. I have a hard time understanding and envisioning how this group of folks is going to work any more effectively. Everybody in the Democratic Party, it seemed, was trying to roll back the Budget Control Act of 2011 and blow through the budget caps that were installed as a result of sequester. Aren't you guys really just hunting a real tough quarry?
It will be tough, no question, but there actually is, I think, some common ground in the sense that we're not going to change the sequester levels. Those were modest savings. They were important, but they are very modest. They need to stay in place. But I think both parties agree that they are not built to last. They're pretty poorly designed. Really, I think cuts way too much out of defense. Has, I think, the numbers all wrong. Both parties might be able to work that out. And then also this CR after CR, this temporary funding after temporary funding, I think that has run its course for both parties. It'll be tough, no question, for them to agree on what those numbers ought to be. But yeah, there may be some common ground there.
Is there any reason in the world right now? I mean, you Republicans got your tails whipped by this president.
Yes, sir.
And you all keep doing the same thing, it seems. We've got a president who hasn't done much, but what he has done is immensely destructive, and I'm referring to Obamacare. That does not have any provision right now for a fix or a repeal. You guys started with repeal, you moved to defund, and then we're at last gasp. We won't talk about it anymore if you won't, Mr. President. I mean, where are you all going to go from here?
You know, there's no question the president won this round. I'm not sure the American people won this round because we still have a health care law that they strongly oppose, and now with this miserable rollout have lost even less or have even less confidence in it. We haven't solved the debt and deficit problems we've got. I think the real key, Lou, going forward is this president has to decide what his legacy is going to be. He's either going to be the most divisive president in modern history, or he's going to, like President Reagan and Bush and Clinton, sit down with the other party and work out the biggest challenges, including how we save Social Security and Medicare. If he decides to stay the present course, my worry is we're going to see time after time this same fiasco roll out, and I just don't think that's healthy for the country or for either party.
You said if there weren't serious action taken, we could be going through this again in a few months. By this, you surely don't mean another shutdown.
No, I certainly hope not. I think everyone understands that the shutdown isn't supported by the American people. For conservatives, you know, it didn't stop Obamacare, it didn't save money, and the president had unlimited control over the government. So that's not a lot of leverage for conservatives, as that clearly played out. But I think on the debt ceiling, Republicans are determined we're going to pay our debts on time and in full. But boy, we've got to change the direction we're headed. We're going to need the president to actually engage, sit down, work now, or I think he may believe he won't take any blame ever on these issues, but The American public knows there's one president, there's two parties. It's his responsibility to help lead.
You know, Congressman, I want to point out to our audience that you have been saying precisely that, leading up to the debacle over the course of 16 days, calling for reason and an intelligent approach to the debt ceiling, recognizing the need to pay debts and to do so on time. So it's not as though this result was a conversion for Chairman Brady. He was there long before. We appreciate you being with us, Congressman. Appreciate it. Congressman Kevin Brady.
Thank you, Lou.